What if I told you that the most beloved cowboy in the history of animation discovers, after decades of serving the same owner, that maybe his purpose was no longer what he always thought it was? That is exactly what happens in this film. And that discovery will shatter the character who most symbolizes unconditional loyalty in Pixar's history, turning what seemed like just another toy adventure into one of the most emotional farewells in modern animation, with philosophical lessons wrapped in vibrant colors. Get ready, because this story brings together a plastic spork who thinks he is trash and spends the entire film in a profound existential meltdown, an antique doll obsessed with a voice box as if that were the entire meaning of her life, sinister ventriloquist dummies that are genuinely terrifying enough for a horror film, a traumatized Canadian stuntman who only knows how to wipe out in slow motion, predatory assassin cats in an antique shop, and an emotional reunion between two toy lovers after 9 years apart that completely changes the fate of the main character. It is comedy, it is action, it is genuine emotion, it is existentialism wrapped in toy form. It is all of those things at once on a roller coaster that ends with one of the most moving farewells in all of Pixar. We are going start to finish, scene by scene, nothing skipped. The film opens with a flashback that goes back 9 years in time, during Andy's childhood. It is raining hard outside the house. Thunder crashes. The toys are worried because some of them were left forgotten in the backyard during the storm. The toys comment that they are worried about whether they will make it back in one piece. The piggy bank sounds the alarm that Andy is coming, and they all scramble to pretend they are just ordinary toys. Then Andy comes downstairs for dinner with his mom. The toys come back to life as soon as the door closes. Woody and Jesse look out the window. They notice that RC, the remote control car, is being swept by the rainwater in the backyard toward a dangerous storm drain. Buzz asks if anyone can see him. Woody confirms with concern that they cannot. Woody takes command of the rescue operation with the firm voice of a sheriff and tells them to go to Molly's room immediately. He asks the others to stay where they are. The operation is coordinated with all the precision of a military mission. In Molly's room, Woody finds Bo, Molly's doll, who came in the form of a bedside lampshade. She is accompanied by her 3 sheep, a triple creature with 3 heads. Bo goes to the window ledge with Woody. Serious, she asks directly what the situation is. Woody explains that they lost a toy in the side yard. The operation begins at high speed. Woody calls a coordinated maneuver called Operation Pull Toy. He asks Slinky to stretch out the window as far as possible. Everything is coordinated with high tension, while the storm outside pushes RC closer and closer to the drain. Bo holds firm while Woody stretches dangerously far out the window in the rain. Slinky says with a tense voice that he has no more give. At the last second, they manage to grab RC and pull him back with all their strength. The operation is almost a complete success. But then, below Woody, in Molly's room, the bedroom light turns on. Bo and Woody see that someone turned on the light downstairs in the living room. An unknown man comments that this lampshade is lovely. Andy's mom responds that she is glad that old lampshade is going to a good home. She mentions they have had it since Molly was a baby.
Good home. We've had it since Molly was a baby.
Woody listens to everything from outside the window and immediately panics. Bo is being given away at that exact moment, her entire home being handed over to a stranger. And when the rescue was about to happen, Woody disappears from the window. He saw Bo being carried in a cardboard box. The man came back saying he forgot his keys. Woody appears on top of the box where Bo is. He tells her to stay quiet. He promises they will hide in the bushes before the man comes back from the car. Bo looks at him with a strange calm. She says gently that it is all right. Woody desperately shakes his head no. He asks her not to go. He tries to argue that what is best for Andy is for her to stay there with them. But Bo interrupts him with quiet firmness. She tells Woody that she is not Andy's toy, that this is the turn of her next owner. Bo then gives a small philosophical speech to Woody. She says with the wisdom of someone who accepted this long ago that kids lose toys every day, that sometimes they are left forgotten in the backyard or put in the wrong box, and that box gets carried away forever. Bo accepts her fate with incredible serenity. Woody is devastated watching this. He cannot move. The car drives away down the rainy street. Bo is gone. Woody goes back to Andy with a forever broken heart. Andy finds Woody hiding on the ground in the backyard. He celebrates saying he found him. He calls his mom excitedly. The classic friendship theme between Andy and Woody plays. The years pass in an accelerated flashback. Andy plays with Cowboy Woody. He plays with Buzz Lightyear, shouting to infinity. The toys have his entire childhood by his side. Then we jump to 2 years after the end of the previous film. The toys no longer belong to Andy, who went to college. They now live with a girl named Bonnie. They are all crammed inside a dark closet because Bonnie's mom is quickly cleaning the room. The toys complain among themselves. Woody calms everyone down. They are reminded that they were already warned that when the mom cleans fast like this, they go to the closet. Rex asks anxiously how much longer. Woody asks him to keep the noise down. He asks Jessie to breathe deeply. Dolly, the leader of Bonnie's toys, asks Woody if she needs to worry. Woody guarantees that his guys are veterans, that they can hold steady. Dolly asks him to keep everyone calm until they get the signal. Woody recommends they keep their batteries clean and their joints loose. Bonnie enters the room and plays City. She greets each toy by its role. Bonnie starts playing Hat Shop, choosing toys to use. The toys wait anxiously to be chosen. The older toys in Bonnie's room comment that she is playing Hat Shop. One of them asks how long it has been since she played it. They remember with nostalgia when she used to play house. Then someone mentions to Woody that he has not been chosen for the third time that week. Woody pretends he did not notice. He says he is not counting. The other toy responds that he does not have to count, they will count for him. He also points out that Woody accumulated a dust bunny for the first time. Bonnie's dad calls her, saying they need to go to kindergarten orientation. Bonnie complains that she does not want to go. Dad reminds her they already talked about this. The door closes. Dolly announces in a panic for no one to move, saying Bonnie always forgets something, that she will be back any second. Buzz comes over to Woody to offer comfort. He tells him that he is sure she will pick him next time. Woody pretends everything is fine. Dolly talks with the Prickle Pants about him not having liked his role in the play, but Woody pulls Dolly aside. Dolly asks a little impatiently what he wants. Woody says he is worried about Bonnie, that a toy should go with her to orientation. Dolly pushes back, saying her dad said she cannot, that it will get Bonnie in trouble. But Woody insists. He says that kindergarten is different. Dolly interrupts him gently but firmly. She says she hates to sound like a broken record, but that Bonnie is not Andy. Woody agrees that he understands, but asks if she could just try to understand. The door opens. Bonnie comes running back. Everyone freezes. Bonnie is crying. Her mom asks what she is doing back there. She says they need to go. Bonnie grabs her school backpack. She leaves with her mom. Dolly turns around to continue the conversation with Woody, but Woody is gone. She realizes he snuck inside Bonnie's backpack. Then Bonnie arrives at school for the first time. The backpack is cramped, with Woody hidden inside along with her other things. The other kids are chatting excitedly in the hallway. The teacher introduces herself warmly as Miss Wendy, saying she is going to be her kindergarten teacher. She invites Bonnie to put her backpack in a special spot reserved for her. The other kids are already at the tables doing arts and crafts. Bonnie sits alone at a corner table. The other kids are at other tables in small groups laughing. Another boy plays with pencils and glue. Woody, hidden in the backpack, watches her suffering from a distance. He waits for the right moment. When Bonnie is not looking, he springs into action. He sneaks out. He grabs discarded items from a nearby trash can. A plastic spork, a wooden popsicle stick, 2 plastic googly eyes from some clay. He places everything on Bonnie's table without her noticing. He runs back and hides in the backpack. Bonnie finds the new material on the table. Her eyes light up. This is better than any material she has seen. She glues the googly eyes onto the top of the spork. She glues the stick on as if it were arms. She glues a piece of clay at the bottom so it can stand. She makes a toy from scratch, completely unique. The teacher sees what she made and praises it, saying how creative and unique it is. Bonnie introduces the creature in its own voice, saying its name is Forky. Bonnie's parents arrive to pick her up at the end of the day. Bonnie runs to them, showing off the new toy she made with so much excitement. She celebrates, saying his name is Forky. Bonnie then celebrates, saying she finished kindergarten. Bonnie carefully puts Forky in her backpack with her. Then Woody is inside the backpack and celebrates, saying he was right all along to go to school with Bonnie. Bonnie throws the backpack onto the floor in her room. Forky and Woody fall in among the other toys. The toys see Forky. Trixie starts speaking in surprise that Woody went to kindergarten. Woody calms everyone down. He says that Bonnie had a great day and that they are going on a road trip. The toys celebrate in chorus, but Woody warns that something really strange happened. Forky looks lost, asking again if they are trash. Woody points to the trash can in the corner, explaining that that is the trash and that these here are his friends. Trixie asks, confused, why he wants to go to the trash. Woody explains with exhaustion that it is because he was made from trash. Woody warns that this is strange, but that they need to trust him, that Forky is the most important toy for Bonnie right now. Woody announces in frustration that he is going to look after him until he gets used to it. Then Bonnie comes in looking for Forky. She finds him in bed thanks to Woody. She celebrates, saying she thought she had lost him. Bonnie sleeps with Forky in bed. Woody throws Forky back onto the bed all night long. He warns Forky quietly that the big girl is not scary. Then it is road trip day. Bonnie's dad wakes up the whole house excitedly. He asks who wants to go on a road trip. She looks for Forky. She cannot find him. Forky is hiding. Forky is finally found and comes out to be part of the trip. Then Woody gets up from the floor. Buzz asks if he needs help with Forky. He says with sympathy that he is hard to handle. Woody refuses a little defensively, saying he can manage. He argues that they are going to be stuck in an RV, so Forky cannot go very far. A melodic song plays while Woody works non-stop, fighting against Forky's obsession with trash. In one scene, Forky finally manages to get out of the RV and runs toward the trash while the family gets out to buy some things. But when they return to the RV, they look for the toys and find neither Forky nor Woody since the two are hiding behind the trash can. But with Woody being clever, they manage to appear at the RV door just in time and are found by the little girl's mom. That night in the RV, Buzz gently asks how Woody is feeling about all of this. Woody confesses that he is not sure. He says he knows Buzz was not around when Andy was little, but that he does not remember it being this hard back then. Buzz offers to do the next watch shift. He says he will keep an eye on Forky while Woody rests. Woody refuses, saying he needs to do this himself. That little inner voice of his would never leave him alone if he gave up now. Buzz asks, intrigued, who he thinks that voice is. Woody responds a little confused, never having thought about it before. Buzz presses his own button. Then Woody, trying to muffle the sound of Buzz, hides himself. But these few seconds make Buzz notice that Forky has vanished, and soon Woody locates him escaping through the window. Woody jumps from the moving RV in a dangerous maneuver. He falls onto the empty road asphalt. He gets up painfully. Woody grabs Forky with exhaustion and starts walking with him down the empty road. Forky asks to be carried. Woody categorically refuses. Forky asks with curiosity why he has to be a toy. Woody explains with forced patience that it is because Bonnie's name is written on the bottom of his sticks. Forky asks to be carried again. Woody says no again. Then they walk a little more in silence along the highway. Forky asks again who Andy is. Woody responds with heavy nostalgia that Andy was his other owner. Forky is surprised, asking if he had another owner before Bonnie. Woody confirms. He says it was for a long time, that it was really good, that he was his favorite toy, that taking care of Andy's entire room was his job, keeping all the other toys in order. Forky runs off in Bonnie's direction, celebrating that he is going to her. Woody chases. Then they see in the distance a park with an antique fair. Woody points out that Bonnie is right there, nearby. But then Woody sees something that paralyzes him. In the window of an antique shop, a familiar lampshade, Bo's lampshade, the very same lampshade that was sold 9 years ago in the rain. Woody is paralyzed. He almost cries. He whispers her name. He decides to go investigate. Forky asks if they are not going to Bonnie. Woody lies a little, saying his friend might be in there. Forky asks what a friend is. Woody stumbles, trying to explain. He says a friend is like him and Forky. Forky asks if it is like trash. They enter the antique shop called Second Chance Antiques. Woody holds Forky tight. They look for Bo. They do not find her. Forky celebrates, saying they are leaving then, going back to Bonnie. But something appears in front of them. An old baby carriage, pushed by something. On top of it, an antique smiling doll with curly hair and a yellow 1950s dress. And next to her, a sinister-looking ventriloquist dummy with painted pupils that make it look like it is always staring fixedly. It has an immobile and threatening expression. The antique doll introduces herself with a sweet and cordial voice. She says kindly that they were doing her morning stroll. She looks at Woody with a smile. She introduces her friend as Benson. She introduces herself as Gabby Gabby. Woody introduces himself back politely. She invites them into her carriage. She will take them to her. Woody hesitates for a moment but accepts without much choice and is already being placed in the carriage. They start moving through the enormous shop full of vintage items. An old jazz song plays from a gramophone in the shop. Gabby Gabby starts chatting amiably with Woody. She asks when he was made. Woody responds that he is not sure, in the late 1950s. Gabby Gabby celebrates, saying she was made around the same time. She asks excitedly if they might have been made perhaps at the same factory, and if that would not be special. She compliments Woody, saying he is in great shape for his age. Woody says awkwardly that he tries to stay active. Gabby Gabby's voice box plays. A distorted voice comes out saying she is Gabby Gabby and that she loves. But the voice comes out crackled, with a recording defect. The shop clock chimes somewhere. The shop is about to open for the morning. Gabby Gabby reassures them that she will take them somewhere no one will see them. Woody starts to clearly realize this has become a trap. He tries to get out of the carriage. The Bensons appear suddenly. Several of them emerge from different shelves, all identical ventriloquist dummies with the same immobile expression. They surround Woody and Forky from every side. She says calmly that Woody has what she needs and has had it for a long time. At that moment, a child enters the shop with the doorbell ringing. Margaret, the shop owner, greets her granddaughter Harmony and Harmony's mom. Woody takes advantage of the noise of a customer. He runs away desperately through the shop. The Bensons pursue in silence. Forky is captured by them in the confusion. Woody escapes narrowly by jumping onto a high shelf. Harmony walks through the shop looking for a toy. Her grandmother lets her choose one. Harmony picks up Woody, finding him fallen on the floor. She places him in her doll carriage. Harmony's mom says she already has too many toys from the shop, but the grandmother lets her, saying sarcastically that no one buys the shop's toys anyway. Harmony thanks her happily. The Bensons stop their pursuit, frustrated, watching Harmony take Woody away. Harmony asks to go to the fair that is happening nearby. Then we see Bonnie's RV parked at an RV park. The toys wait for news. Bonnie is still asleep. Jessie says with concern that maybe they should have used a fork to distract Bonnie. Bonnie wakes up, looks for Forky, discovers he is gone. She cries to her parents. The parents start a search of the neighborhood. Bonnie says desperately that there is only one Forky. In the RV room, the toys acknowledge that Woody was right, that they should have taken better care of the utensil. Jessie asks why Woody has not come back yet. Buzz is nervous. Everyone asks what they should do. Buzz presses his own button, activating the voice box, asking what Woody would do. Buzz announces excitedly that he needs to go. He runs out. Then Woody is taken to the park with Harmony. They are on the swings together until the mom asks her to put on sunscreen. Harmony sets Woody aside, saying she will be right back, calling him Mr. Cowboy. Woody takes the opportunity. He jumps off the swing. He looks around. He remembers he needs to go back to the antique shop to get Forky. He runs off hidden through the park. In the park, there is a group of girls playing. One of them grabs Woody to play Tea Party. She says in a character voice that, "Hello, Mr. Cowboy. How are you today?" She asks if he likes to ride horses. Another girl calls out, asking to go play on the swings. The girls leave Woody behind, but Woody hears a familiar bleeding sound. He turns toward it. He looks up, and he cannot believe it. On a playground structure, up on top of everything, Bo. The same Bo he lost 9 years ago, accompanied by her bleeding sheep. 7 years of life as a lost toy. The two reunite after 9 years. They leap toward each other with joy. Woody can hardly believe it is her. Bo greets him with emotional force, saying she never thought she would see him again. A cart appears driven by a mechanical skunk playing dead. Bo's sheep are in command of the vehicle. They almost run Woody over in the rush. Bo argues with them, saying she told them not to drive so fast. She says they almost ran him over. Bo quickly evaluates Woody with a mechanic's eye. She asks if he needs any repairs. Woody says no. Bo takes a look at the things in her cart. She compliments the sheep on finding good material. She asks where they got all of that. Bo says half-joking that some kids play rougher than others, so she tries to be prepared. Woody asks how long she has been alone, and she responds with pride that it has been 7 fantastic years. Woody is shocked by the duration. Bo says enthusiastically that he would not believe the things she has seen. She introduces a friend of hers, a tiny police officer doll named Giggle McDimples, who measures about 3 centimeters and lives in a miniature police kit that Bo carries in her pocket. Giggle manages the animal patrol of a miniature city called Minneapolis. She does searches and rescues of ants, caterpillars, miniature poodles, and spiders, she explains proudly. Another toy appears marching, a plastic soldier named Combat Carl with his identical colleagues. He announces there is a birthday party with 2 piñatas at the playground on the main street. He estimates 20 to 30 kids. Bo gets excited. She tells Woody he is going to love it, but Woody refuses, saying with regret that he needs to get back to his kid. Bo is surprised. The other toys are. She asks curiously if he has a kid. Combat Carl celebrates, saying he beat the odds. He marches off with his team to the birthday party. Bo asks Woody curiously. She wants to know if the kid is Andy. Woody says no. He explains that Andy went to college and gave them to Bonnie. Bo is surprised. She asks if he has a girl now. Woody confirms. He tells the whole story, that Bonnie's other toy is trapped in an antique shop and that he needs to rescue it. Bo immediately knows the shop, known as Second Chance Antiques. She says with regret that she knows that place well, that they lost years there. She tries to convince Woody to give up. Woody insists that Bonnie needs Forky to get through kindergarten. Bo argues philosophically that kids lose toys every day, that Bonnie will get over it, but Woody insists more. Bo argues that he should know better. Bo gives in with a long sigh, She says fine. They agree to do it together. Bo tells the sheep to head toward the antique shop. She tells them to step on it. In parallel, in the shop, we see Forky trapped. He is with his arms held by the Bensons. Gabby supervises with a sweet smile. Forky nervously asks when Woody is coming back. Gabby reassures him, saying he will be back soon, that he will not forget him, that Forky has the child's name written on his feet. The doorbell rings. Harmony comes back with her grandmother. Gabby gets nervous. She tells Forky that this is Harmony, the owner's granddaughter, and that she is perfect. Then Harmony plays Tea Party alone, but Gabby pretends to play along and asks Forky how she is doing, and he coaches her to raise her pinky. Harmony's mom comes in warning that she is leaving, asking for a goodbye hug. Harmony says goodbye. Gabby looks at a book with Forky. She says with sadness that when her voice box is fixed, she will finally have her chance. Then she begins to interrogate Forky about Woody. She wants to know everything about him. Forky cheerfully spills everything. He says he has known Woody his entire life, 2 days, that Bonnie was not his first child, that he had another kid, Andy, that he thinks Woody never got over that loss. In parallel, Buzz lands somewhere outside the RV. It is at the fair next door. He falls into a game booth where there are prizes. He is hanging on a prize wall. 2 felt toys surround him. A blue rabbit named Bunny and a yellow duck named Ducky. Bunny and Ducky start provoking Buzz, saying that if he thinks he can come in there and take their spot as the best prize, he is wrong. Buzz tries to explain. The 2 misunderstand, thinking he came to steal a child. They say he joined the club. Buzz asks for help to get out of there. Bunny and Ducky kick him. Buzz accidentally detaches from the support and falls to the ground. The 2 are furious. They try to grab him back. Buzz flees. Then we go back to Bo and Woody. They arrive at the street where the antique shop is. They are inside the taxidermied skunk, driven by the sheep. Bo explains that they live there because humans are scared of the skunk. Bo stands up confidently. She tells everyone to follow. They begin the infiltration. Bo has a plan. The easiest entry is through the roof. They are going to run a coordinated operation. On the way, they run into Buzz. The 2 reunite with joy. But Bunny and Ducky arrive too, chasing Buzz. The 2 confront him, saying he promised them a kid. Buzz denies everything, saying he never did that. Woody calms everyone down. He announces that he has a kid. Bunny and Ducky calm down, hearing this. They ask, confused, if it is a real kid. Woody confirms yes, and that if they let Buzz go, they can come with them, that he will bring everyone to Bonnie. In parallel, in the RV, Bonnie cries because they did not find Forky. The parents decide to continue the trip. But Jessie, without Woody around, decides to take initiative. She goes out and slashes an RV tire so they cannot leave. The other toys celebrate her cleverness. Then Bo, Woody, Buzz, Giggle, Bunny, and Ducky plan the invasion of the shop. But Bonnie and her parents appear going to the shops on the street, including the antique shop. Woody gets nervous, thinking of going to talk to her. Bo stops him. They sneak into the shop. Bo points to a tall cabinet. She says that is probably where Forky is being kept, but the path to it is difficult. There is an exposed corridor where Dragon wanders. Dragon, it turns out, is the shop owner's black cat, a real animal, not a toy. The toys hide from it in fear. Bunny says in horror, seeing a destroyed stuffed toy, its cotton stuffing spilling out. He asks with disgust if that is what they look like on the inside. He says they do not seem so cute anymore. They start planning the dangerous crossing. They need a toy that can jump great distances over the exposed corridor. Bo points out that they can cross directly by jumping if they can get a plan right. The others ask how, saying it is quite a big jump. But in parallel, Bonnie and her mom enter the shop looking for something. Bonnie is nearby. Woody gets distracted watching her passing through the shop. Because of the distraction, Woody goes down without permission toward Bonnie. Because of the noise, 2 of the dummies appear suddenly. They grab Woody in their grasp. Bo's sheep are also grabbed by the dummies, and the grandmother walks by without seeing the commotion. Everything is a silent chaos, so she will not notice. Bo and Woody manage to escape the dummies without being noticed by the grandmother, but her sheep end up stuck to one of the dummies without being able to get free, and even bleeding. Bo and Woody go after them, but unfortunately, they cannot rescue them. Bo turns to Woody with contained fury. She confronts him. She says she leads. He follows. That was the deal. Woody apologizes over and over without stopping. He asks her to tell him what to do to help recover the sheep. Bo responds angrily that if he wants to help, stay out of her way, that she is going to get her sheep back alone. Giggle organizes the rest of the operation in the meantime, keeping the team focused on the original Forky plan. Then they need the shop owner's key to open Gabby's cabinet. Margaret is at the counter. Bunny and Ducky propose absurd ideas, all violent, to grab the keys by force and with aggression. They suggest the phrase "get the keys" repeatedly. They suggest an attack with a punch to the face. The others refuse all the absurd plans. Bunny and Ducky try more strange ideas, like a plush rush, a stuffed toy attack. But even this is absurd. They finally decide to use a more subtle operation. They agree to use the natural cuteness of the two and their strange shape to confuse Margaret when she is sleeping. Giggle finds it all absurd and argues with the stuffed bears while Buzz thinks of a way to get the key. Then Gabby Gabby is informed that Woody is back, and together with Benson, she confirms the presence of Bo by showing the sheep who accompanied her. And soon Forky gets excited at the news that Woody is back, and Gabby Gabby decides to teach Forky a game of hide and seek so they can play with Woody and Bo. Then Bo finds an important ally in the shop, a Canadian stuntman toy on an old display motorcycle. His name is Duke Kaboom. When the box is lifted, he strikes several heroic, glorious poses, all in slow motion, as if he were still the toy from the 1970s commercial. Bo explains that they need his help to jump over the exposed corridor and reach Gabby Gabby's cabinet up high. Duke refuses repeatedly, with every variation of no possible. But when Woody appeals and reveals that he has a kid, Duke is visibly moved. The others try to change the subject to keep him from falling into depression, but it is too late, and he begins to tell his sad story. Duke had had a kid named Gene. The flashback shows his commercial playing on television. The announcer heralds Duke Kaboom with all the glory of the spectacle, piloting the incredible Kaboom stunt bike. Kaboom flashes in large letters. Duke was ready to finally do what he was made to do. He announced in his thoughts that he was ready. But when Gene tried to use Duke to jump, he realized that Duke could not jump as far as the toy in the commercial could. Duke cries, remembering that it was a commercial, that it was not real. Gene threw Duke away in a trash can. Duke pours out his heart in tears, calling Gene's name. He keeps asking why he did that. He breaks down crying. The others try to console him. Bo points out patiently that this was a long time ago, that now they need the only toy who can get them to Gabby Gabby's cabinet. Duke asks hesitantly if she said crash. He begins all his heroic poses. Bo asks rhetorically, who is the Canadian with all the luck? Duke responds, Kaboom. Bo asks who is the greatest of the Great White North? Duke responds, Kaboom. Then Bo and Woody take a more personal moment to talk while they prepare everything. Bo recounts how she ended up in that shop. She says she stayed in the shop for a couple of years, that she did not want to sit on a shelf waiting for her life to happen, so she left. Woody says admiringly that she handled this life of a lost toy better than he would have been able to. Woody asks with sadness if she really never thinks about going back to a child's room. Bo confirms firmly that she does not, and she says that with the fair passing through town that week, it is their chance to hitch a ride and get out of the city. Woody is surprised. He asks if she is really leaving. Bo confirms. They begin preparing for the jump. Duke positions the bike at the edge. He counts 3, 2, 1. He launches. But in the middle of the flight, Duke gets scared. The memory of him with Gene plays. He panics even while flying. He calls out to Gene asking for forgiveness. He completely misses the landing. He ends up falling to the floor. Dragon, the cat, appears there. Duke says sarcastically that he only knows how to do this, that he was right all along. He runs off. Then, in another take, Woody and Bo reach Gabby Gabby's cabinet. They find Forky tied up there. The two celebrate the reunion. They try to rescue Forky, but Gabby Gabby appears suddenly. The Bensons appear attacking in a coordinated way from every direction. Buzz suddenly appears landing a punch on one of the Bensons. General chaos breaks out. They try to escape altogether. Bunny and Ducky distract the big Benson with crazy jokes. But in the middle of the chaos, Woody's voice box is ripped out with brute force by the Bensons. It comes out with its sewn-in string but still stays attached to Woody's body. But in the escape attempt with Buzz pulling the rope, Forky falls to the floor, and the cat captures him playing with him there. Bo shouts for Woody to run. He has to abandon Forky now. The others manage to escape by jumping. Dragon the cat appears delivering the final terror, jumping after them. They manage to hide under a large shelf, but Forky is not with them this time. He was captured again in the chaos. Then they all go back to the taxidermied skunk cart. Everything is a mess. Bo counts the sheep to see if they are all there. Bunny is not there. Ducky panics, calling his name. But Bunny appears shortly after coming out from a hiding spot. Everything is fine, but Forky was left behind in the shop. Woody proposes going back immediately. He argues that with urgency, they can get there before she locks the cabinet. He says he can handle the dummies easily. Bo vehemently refuses, saying they barely got out alive last time. She asks him to wait for the right moment. Woody loses emotional control. He insists they have to go back now. Bo tells him to look at all of them there, that they are done. Woody confronts her, asking why she does not want to go. Bo asks back why he insists so much on this. Woody responds without thinking that because it is all he has to do. The phrase hangs in the air, heavy. Bo is hurt by this. She asks if the rest of them do not count to him. Woody backs off, realizing what he said. He says he did not mean that, but that Bonnie needs Forky. Bo confronts him with wisdom, saying it is him who needs Bonnie. She asks him to open his eyes. She says there are many kids out there, that he cannot keep clinging to that one he is holding on to. Woody accuses her back with hurt. He says that is called loyalty, something a lost toy would not understand. The phrase hits Bo like a knife. The two go silent. Bo stands up with dignity. She announces to everyone that they are leaving, that they have a fare that leaves in the morning. She says goodbye to Woody, wishes him luck with Bonnie. She leaves with the sheep and the rest of the group. Woody is left alone with Buzz. Buzz tries to calm him. He suggests they make their way back to Bonnie, that he did everything he could, that it is time to go home too. Buzz tries to argue gently. He says that Woody is actually leaving toys behind. Then Buzz presses his own button. His voice box fires off several phrases about mission accomplished. Woody is left alone in the antique shop. Then he makes a decision. He will go back to Gabby Gabby. Then Woody finds Gabby Gabby. He announces his arrival. She is waiting. She no longer has that sweet air. She has the air of someone who knows they have won. Gabby Gabby says she knew he would come back. Woody challenges her. He says she does not know him. Gabby Gabby responds that yes, she does, that he was left in the closet feeling useless, wondering if he would ever be played with again. Woody confesses that he is not leaving without Forky. Gabby Gabby proposes an agreement. She asks if they can agree on one thing, that being there for a kid is the noblest thing a toy can do. Woody reluctantly agrees. Gabby Gabby then begins to open her heart. She says that she was defective since the factory, that she can only imagine what it must have been like for Woody, all that time with Andy, riding bikes with him for the first time, comforting him when he scraped his knee, watching him grow up with pride, and then he got a second chance with Bonnie, comforting her when she is scared at school, helping her when she needs it most. She asks sincerely, "Was it as wonderful as it sounds?" Woody confesses silently that it was. Gabby Gabby asks with tears. She says that all she wants is one chance for just one of those moments, that she would give anything to be loved the way Woody was. Woody hands over his voice box. He only asks that she let Forky go, because Bonnie needs him. Gabby Gabby accepts the deal. Then Bonnie's dad fixed the flat tire on the RV. They are ready to leave. The toys discover that Bonnie is ready to leave without Forky. Buzz appears at the RV window with Forky in his arms. The toys get excited, but Woody is not with him. They announce a situation, that they need to get Woody and the others out of the antique shop. Then Buzz presses his own button several times. The voice box fires off several phrases. Dad asks Bonnie to turn the toy off. Buzz presses the button on purpose, shouting things. Dad gets irritated and throws Buzz in a drawer. The final phrase of Buzz's voice box fires before the drawer closes, saying something about infinity and beyond. Forky uses this. He announces that Bonnie's backpack is in the antique shop. He takes the initiative to tell everyone. Bonnie remembers and says she forgot her backpack. Dad sighs frustrated, but decides to go back to the shop to get it. In parallel, on the way to the fair, Bo and her friends are leaving, hitching a ride with the skunk. They celebrate that they are getting out of there. They comment that Woody was rude, that he was out of line. But Giggle starts pointing things out. Bo disagrees. She defends that Woody is always trying to do what is best for his kid, even putting everyone in danger. Then Bo shouts to Giggle, announcing that they are going back. She tells everyone they are going back to help Woody, and Giggle complains because she does not understand any of Bo's plan. In parallel, in the shop, Woody is handing over the voice box to Gabby Gabby. The Bensons install it. The voice box now works perfectly in her. Gabby Gabby hears her new voice saying Woody's classic line about being his best friend. She celebrates crying. Gabby thanks him emotionally. She asks Forky to say goodbye. Forky greets Gabby. They share a moment of affection. Woody says that the scary doorbell just rang. Bonnie has arrived, but Gabby, Harmony had come back. The grandmother asks what she found. Harmony picks up Gabby for the first time. She holds her up close. Gabby is finally being chosen. She triggers the new voice box, saying the sweet phrase of love. Harmony looks at her. Gabby's bright eyes waiting, and Harmony says with indifference that no. She drops Gabby back down. Gabby is devastated. She is dropped on the floor. Harmony walks away without a second thought. Woody is shocked. He cannot believe it. He tells Forky that she was supposed to be Harmony's toy. Forky asks what happened. Forky celebrates. Bonnie starts looking for her backpack. She finds it. She finds Forky inside. She celebrates, shouting that she found him. Her mom orders him to stay in the backpack so he does not get lost again. But Woody hesitates looking at Gabby. Gabby fallen on the floor. He gives Forky an important message. For him to tell Buzz to bring the RV to the carousel in the park. Forky responds cheerfully that he got it, but asks what a carousel is. Woody stumbles, explaining that it is the spinning toy with lights and horses. Forky understands and calls it a carousel. And so, Woody runs off to complete his mission. Then Woody goes back to Gabby. She is sitting on the floor without reacting, completely defeated. She says apathetically that he can take his voice box back, that she does not need it anymore. Woody sits down next to her gently. He says in a low voice that she still needs it, that Harmony was not her only chance, that they have to hurry. Gabby says with deep sadness that Harmony was her chance, that her time is up. She asks him to leave and let her be alone. But Woody hears children playing outside in the park, the sound of laughter. He points to the sound for Gabby to hear. He says calmly that a friend of his once said something, that there are many children out there, and that one of them is named Bonnie, that she is waiting for her right now, that she just does not know it yet. Gabby asks hesitantly what happens if he is wrong. Woody takes her hand. He announces for her to come with him, that he is going to take her to Bonnie. Gabby accepts the path. Then Forky arrives at the RV warning Buzz. Buzz needs to think of a way to bring Bonnie to the carousel in the park. The other toys in the RV think the mission is too difficult. Trixie has a bold idea. Trixie has a voice similar to the RV's GPS with her big-headed dinosaur model. They come up with a coordinated plan. Trixie starts mimicking the GPS voice saying wrong turns through the car speaker. Bonnie's dad follows the directions confused. He says the GPS sounds strange. The mom asks him to just drive without questioning. Trixie gives strange directions, always turning right. The dad turns right several times in a row, getting more and more confused. The RV approaches the park carousel on an indirect route. In parallel, Bo and the group come up with an innovative plan. They plant the taxidermied skunk in the middle of the main street. People scream in horror, seeing the skunk and flee in every direction. The group takes advantage of the chaos to get in. They need to reach the park carousel, but there are too many people in the way. Duke Kaboom is the only option for a big jump. He needs to make another jump, this time much longer, 40 feet instead of the 4-foot jump from before in the shop. The others encourage him. Duke immediately panics. He lists his types of no. No, forget it. Never, no chance, rejected. Bo argues that he already did the last jump. Duke says that one was just 4 feet, and this one is 40. Woody appeals emotionally. He says that a real Duke Kaboom would never repeat a trick of the same size, he would do a bigger one. That he is the toy that crashed 40 feet into that target. Duke immediately gets excited. He says proudly that yes, he is. That he is Duke Kaboom. That he can do this. He says he can do it with his eyes closed. In parallel, Trixie manages to completely confuse the RV Jeep. The dad cannot take it anymore and tries to make a U-turn. But the RV comes to a high-speed stop. The parents panic, braking. Then, at the park carousel, Woody arrives with Gabby. They are about to hand Gabby over to Bonnie when the RV arrives. But Gabby sees something in the crowd of the park. A little girl of about 5 years old alone. She is crying and lost. Gabby looks at her. And Woody appears asking if she is sure she wants to do this, and Gabby says yes. So Bo appears and confirms the doll's wish, and Woody warns about the change of plans. They position Gabby in the lost girl's path, in the light, where she will see her. Bo guides the exact positioning. The girl sees the doll lying there. She stops crying. She picks her up carefully. She accidentally triggers Gabby's voice box. The doll greets the girl with the new sweet voice, offering friendship, saying the phrase of being Gabby. The girl hugs Gabby. She asks a guard for help. And after the help received, the family reunites with tears of relief. The mom asks what she has in her hands. The girl announces excitedly to her parents that she found this doll. The mom asks what her name is. The girl responds with the name Gabby. The parents accept the new toy into the family. Gabby finally has a kid. The whole group vibrates silently from the top of the carousel. Bonnie's RV arrived at the carousel. The police stopped them for driving strangely. Dad is getting out to talk to the officer. The toys from the RV reunite with Buzz on top. They take the opportunity to climb up. Forky has an important mission to fiddle with the window button and keep the dad occupied. Then Woody reunites with his old friends. He climbs the carousel. Bullseye, Ham, Rex, Jesse. They greet each other with affection. But Woody still hesitates looking at Bo on the other side. Bunny and Ducky say goodbye to Woody with unexpected affection. They greet the cowboy. They say happy trails with kindness. Bo and Woody are still on the carousel. They look at each other. Woody pets the sheep and asks them to take care of Bo. And without many words, he says goodbye to Bo. Then Woody starts to go down toward the RV. Buzz stays up top watching. Something is happening internally with Woody. Something big, a decision being formed. Buzz looks at Woody. He says calmly that Bonnie is going to be okay, that with Forky now, she is going to be fine, that she does not need him now. Woody hesitates. He asks if Buzz is sure about that. Buzz responds yes, telling him to listen to his inner voice. Woody looks at Bo on the other side. He looks at the old toys. He looks at Buzz with gratitude. Woody makes his decision. He is not going back to Bonnie. He is going to stay with Bo and be a lost toy too. He is going to live in the park, help other toys find kids. He says goodbye to Buzz with a tight hug. Buzz accepts with emotional sadness. Woody hugs each old toy one by one. Jessie, Bullseye, Rex, Slinky, Ham, the Potato Heads, Trixie, Buttercup. They all say goodbye with heavy hearts. Jessie cries silently. Bullseye neighs with sadness. The final farewell between Buzz and Woody is the hardest. Buzz says that it is okay, that he has permission to go. Woody starts walking back to Bo. Bo is enormously excited seeing him come back to her. She greets him with explosive joy. Bo greets Woody's old friends who are all still together. Jessie, Ham, Rex, and the others greet back with loving affection. Woody takes his place beside Bo. They are going to start a new life together as ownerless toys, helping other toys find kids. The other toys go back down to the RV for Bonnie. Forky says goodbye to Woody. Then the RV is leaving the park. The police release the dad. The family goes home. Bonnie's toys are back in her room, but Woody is not with them this time. Rex asks sadly if Woody is a lost toy now. Buzz responds with calm and firmness that he is not lost, not anymore, and he adds with the classic farewell saying the phrase to infinity. Woody, far away on the park carousel, hears this from afar on the wind and responds from the top of the carousel with Bo beside him, completing the film's final line. And beyond. Then there are important post-credits scenes. Bo, Woody, Bunny, Ducky, and Duke Kaboom are in the park helping other toys be won by kids at the prize booths. They work together as a team so that other prizes can get owners. Woody's new life has begun. He became a lost toy with Bo, helping others find families. They arrange various toys in strategically positioned prizes. Each toy is won by a child in sequence. Bunny and Ducky are especially brutal with the fair worker named Axel, who is left surprised at his booth with no toys. They comment with the other toys about various absurd plans. At one point, Bunny and Ducky decide it is time to show him they are alive. In a scary scene, they jump on him and hold him down with their paws, telling him to dance and lift his knees. Ducky threatens with laser eye powers. Axel screams and flees the fair in horror. Woody says maybe it is better to focus on helping more toys find kids instead of that. Bunny and Ducky agree a little reluctantly. Ducky asks them both if they really have laser eyes. The stuffed bears respond with a sideways smile that yes, they do. And Ducky is left open-mouthed in admiration. In another scene, we go back to Bonnie after the trip. She is in first grade now. The toys wait for her in her room anxiously to hear how it went. Jessie arrives bringing news just like at the beginning of the film. There is the same scene as the opening. Bonnie made a new friend in class. The other toys ask excitedly how first grade was. They ask her to tell them everything. The piggy bank asks about show and tell. Bonnie had a great day in first grade, she announces proudly. She even made a new friend in class. The others comment, thinking she met a new child. Jessie corrects them, saying she literally made a new friend from scratch just like she did with Forky. A new female toy made of a disposable knife emerges from her backpack. Forky is now the experienced veteran. He introduces the new friend Bonnie made in class, another utensil toy made of mixed objects. The new character introduces herself a little nervously. She says her name is Karen, asking if she is trash like the rest of them. Forky responds with the wisdom of someone who has lived through this. He says gently that no, they are all toys, unique. The new toy asks in existential horror how he is alive. Forky responds with a philosophical sigh that he does not know, that nobody knows. The final song plays as Bonnie's toys gain one more member of the family. And that was today's video. A film that seems simple at first, about a family road trip with a new toy lost along the road, but that opens up scene by scene until it becomes one of the most emotional farewells Pixar has ever produced in the studio's history. A story about personal identity, about unconditional loyalty, about what it truly means to be a toy in the world, about how someone's purpose can change over time even without them realizing it, and about how rediscovering an old lost love can make you see everything in a completely different way. about how love is not just staying with someone forever, but knowing the right time to turn the page of your own life, about how growing means sometimes no longer being indispensable to someone and discovering an entirely new way to make a difference in the world. The film blends visual comedy with genuinely devastating moments, action with deep philosophy, horror sequences in an old antique shop with pure emotional tenderness, and proves that even characters who seemed defined for decades can still surprise us at the end of it all. Thank you for watching all the way to the end of this video, and see you in the next one on the channel.